All right, guys, welcome to week 4, class 1 of our fitness. So today we're going to do a little bit something different. You know, what we've been doing when we started these videos is we've been trying to show you guys different ways, outside the box ways of how to do your warm-ups and things. Number 1, to kind of make it fun, but number 2, to kind of introduce the idea that we can do different things to continue to build our skills. So today we want to bring it back to the basics, back to focus to the original things, because I'm sure most of my students already noticed these are not, the exercises we've been doing up to this point are not exactly the ones that we've always doing all in class. So today we're going to focus on what I like to call our staple warm-up. Now, we'll talk a little bit about what it is, but first let's demonstrate. So these guys are going to get into the positions. The first one we do is sit-ups. Okay, so the sit-ups, she's got her hands on her head. Now, you know me, you can put the hands wherever, right? You can lace them back here by your neck. You can hold them down by the ears. You can do the top of the head. Wherever you want to put them on your head is your prerogative. But wherever you put them, you want to make sure you keep them there. So the example I always said is if I put my hand here, if I move it away even this much, the sit-up doesn't count anymore. So if I put them here, I want to keep them here. So Maisie's got her hands on her head. From here, she's going to bring her elbows up to the tops of her knees. Now, this is a question of range, right? We want to get the top of the knees because we want to get this full bend. We want to activate the abs all the way through. So she goes all the way down. On the way down is the same thing. The back is all the way flat to the floor because we want the abs to come all the way to a full extension before they start contracting again. So she's here, she's got 1, she's coming down, 2, so on and so forth. So this is sit-ups. Typically in a normal class, we will do 30 of these. All right, guys, so a couple logical questions to start with when we start doing this thing. In particular, I'm talking to my brand new members that are coming in, brand new students that are just starting to learn this. What if you can't get the full sit-up, right? So in a perfect world, right, what we want to do is we want to come down, just like we talked about, hands on the head, elbows all the way up to the knees, so on and so forth. Nice, smooth, continuous motion as we go, yes? What happens if we can't do that? What happens is we've been sitting in quarantine eating Oreos too much, right? What happens if we've never done any kind of exercise, but now we finally got to the point where we're super bored, we're trying to get better at our health, we have more time anyway, right? So that's fine. What we do is we start in the down position. We're here, my partner's holding for me, my hands are on my head, and let's say maybe I can only get just half. Okay, that's perfect. We start with that, right? I get to the half, so today this is what I'm doing. If I'm doing all 30, if I'm doing 5, whatever I'm doing, half, 2, 3, all the way. The next day, I maybe go for a little half plus, just like that. Half, a little more, right? The next time after that, I go just a little more. Right? The next time after that, just a little bit more, until I can get all the way up to that full range. Right? So it's a question of varying this thing, right? It's a question of where we have. Here's another example. Let's say the goal is 30. I can only do 5. Great. I get to those 5. Now I'm going to try for 6. Okay, the next time I'm going to try for 7, right? The best part about Taekwondo, whether you're doing the online classes, whether you're doing things in actual classes, self-paced. So you set the pace of how quickly or how slowly you're going to progress, but then you also start with what you have and we build in slow increments. Slow, steady progress is always the best. Now, question number 2. What happens if I don't have a partner? Okay. Well, very simple. For the sit-ups, I just find an edge surface. You can see here, I've got this little edge coming in like this. I can just slip my feet underneath there. That's all I need. So I'm here, toes go under like this. I can use that to kind of see how I'm picking it up with my toes here like this. That's kind of the idea. Couches are good for this, right? Couches don't move. If you need someone to sit on the couch, in this case I'm using a box. I have my partner over here sitting on it, but maybe I just put a whole bunch of heavy things on it. Some books, a couple of extra furniture pieces right there. I don't need a lot, I just need a little bit. So I'm here tucked underneath. I've got the hands on the head, and again, I just come right back up, right back down. That's sit-ups, guys. Guys, our second exercise in our staple exercise is our reverse sit-up. So what she does is she lays down on her stomach. From there, she's going to put her hands by her head. Again, not as much importance as on the sit-ups, right? You do want them up there, but it's just a point of not being able to use your arms to lift yourself. What she wants to use is her lower back muscles here, so she shouldn't be pushing with her hands there. The hands up by the head kind of helps her from being tempted to do that. From there, she just picks her chest up like this, back down, so on and so forth. Just like we talked about before, it doesn't have to be super high like Sunshine's doing. Of course, she's been doing this for over 10 years, so naturally she can do it well. But just chest up, then back down. Same thing, we're going to do 30 of these. Again, if you can't, you can break it into 3 sets of 10. You can break it in, maybe start with 5, build slowly from there. Most people find that these are a little bit easier, although I would argue that they're just as important, if not more important, than the sit-ups themselves. Okay guys, so again, as we talked about with the sit-ups, if you can't go all the way up to a full lift, just go as far as you can, right? Maybe just off here. What we're doing is we're trying to engage those back muscles. right? So here, this is the first time, that's what I can do. Okay, that's great. As I get better, I go a little higher. Okay, as I get better, I go a little higher. As I get better, much higher. So on and so forth. Again, self-paced. Now, question number 2. What if I don't have a professionally trained partner like Maisie? No problem. We bring out our edge piece again. Again, you can use the couch, you can use a chair. You can see I kind of tuck my toes underneath there. That's the stabilization. Realistically, if your muscles are strong like they're supposed to be, you don't need this, but this makes it a little bit easier, especially when you're brand new. So we're here. So on and so forth. All right, guys, so our leg raisers, we have our partner down. Again, if you think about the sit-up kind of targets the whole ab, leg raisers are gonna kind of target more the lower ab. Quick trivia for you, we've talked about this in some of the videos before. The kids usually find this one easier than the sit-ups, where the adults find this much harder than the sit-ups. Again, just kind of depends on how your body is and what you're used to. So she's got her legs out straight like this. She's holding onto her partner's ankles over here. The partner's holding the hands out. It's just kind of a place for her feet to stop. From there, she picks her legs up nice and straight all the way up, then back down off to 1 inch off of the floor. So they shouldn't be down here touching. I know a lot of the kids like to attack the floor when they do this. We don't want that. We want to hold up just 1 inch off, then come right back up. Just like this. Again, we're gonna do 30. If you can do 30, great. If not, vary it again. 3 sets of 10, start with 5 or 6. It all kind of depends on what your body needs. You can see she's doing a nice, fluid, smooth motion. And that's leg raisers. All right, guys, question number 2. What do we do if we don't have a professionally trained partner? In my case, I'm using a bob. What do you do if you don't have a bob? You can use a kitchen table. You can use, again, a sofa. Whatever you want. What you want is some kind of a strap, something you can hold on to. In my case, I decided to use a white belt here, but you could use a piece of rope, you could use a jump rope, you could use an old towel, an old shirt. Anything is possible. If you're one of my normal taekwondo students, you could even use your belt. I know, I won't say anything if you don't, right? So I'm here, I'm holding on. That takes place of the holding on, the leverage point. I bring the legs up, then I bring them down to 1 inch, just like we talked about before. If you don't have something like that, you can always do edge of the couch. Again, it's just to help with stabilization. If your muscles are working properly, you shouldn't have a problem anyway, but a big part of this is building those muscles. So I'm here, I can hold on to the bottom edge, and I can go up just the same as before. So that's leg raisers, guys. So our final exercise for our staple warm-up is push-ups. So push-ups look like this. We got one person going this way, so you can see the sideways. You got one coming in front. So they're gonna get on their knuckles. We'll talk about that here in a second. From there, they're gonna get their chin down to the floor. Just the chin, not the body. Then from there, they're gonna come all the way up. Hopefully, again, in a nice smooth motion. Looks just like this. And that's push-ups. All right, guys, so a couple things we want to focus on for the push-ups. Now, you notice in the last piece, I didn't talk about the numbers. Basically, when we do our normal classes, we start with 10 and we kind of build slowly from there. What I've always done when I do push-ups, the same as the sit-ups and the reverse sit-ups and the leg raises, is 30. Now, again, you can do this in sets of 10. You can do this all at once. You can do maybe half, take a quick breath, and try again. Push-ups is a big controversial subject. Everybody seems to be either really excited about push-ups or really terrified, scared to death of push-ups. The bottom line is they're core exercises. They work the entire body because when you're holding your body up, you're working your abs, you're working your legs as you're tightening up the backside, and then you're using the arms for the strength portion. And in the Taekwondo case, we want to develop that punching power. And we want to develop that range of motion, not just the muscles, but also the bones and the skin need to be tough enough so that when we're hitting targets or breaking boards or defending ourselves, our hands will hold up to the stress of that. Hopefully you don't have to worry about self-defense, but if it does come up, that's why push-ups is a very important thing. Now, we want to be in fists, so we don't do the push-ups like this or in variation. We make a tight fist. We have the fingers curled up. We have the thumb over the first knuckle like this. When I balance, I want to balance on these first 2 knuckles. So if you look at this hand, I'm not back here like this. I'm here this way. So both hands are on the front 2 knuckles. These are what we call the punchy knuckles. These are the ones we want to use when you're actually doing a punch. These are the ones we're most interested in toughening up. And then also you'll notice my wrist is now in a very straight orientation on both hands when I do this. That's where I get the strength. If anyone's ever hit anything before and your wrist buckled, that's why. There's not strong here, the muscles and the bones are not up to it yet. So push-ups on your knuckles is a good way to do it. It's why it's a staple workout of what we do in Taekwondo. Now from here, I'm holding up. Again, you can see I'm balancing. My chin goes all the way down, then I go all the way back up. So that's push-ups. Again, we're gonna start with 30 is the goal. 10 is a good start. Again, if you can't, start with 1, right? I'm here, let's say all I can do is 1. Oh my God, that's too hard. Okay, that's great. So now I'm gonna start maybe a little higher. So I'm coming in, maybe I'll go, oh, I can hold right here. Okay, then I go back up. Okay, now I can go a little further. Okay, then I go back up. Now I can go all the way, then all the way back up. So it really just depends. What if you can't even do that? Okay, then start, hold yourself in push-up position, right? I'll come over here to the side, you can see what I'm saying. I'm here, now I'm starting, I wanna hold for a good 30 seconds. Oh, but I can't, oh, that was only about 5 seconds. Okay, so next time I'm gonna start for 6 seconds or 8 seconds. And just in my head, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000. Great. Next time, I'll try to go just a couple more seconds. Next time, just a few more. When I get to that full 30 seconds of holding there, now I can start adding that band until I get full range all the way through.